Somebody raise their hand. First give me a value of x, give me a little explanation, and then classify just with an angle name. What did you guys end up with for x? He has 19. Can you explain what you did?
I did triangle sum theorem.
So you did triangle sum theorem.
I got 42.
So that helped you find this?
Then I did the linear pair.
And you did some linear pair. I'm assuming between these two right here. So what is 2x equal to?
2x equals 38.
38. So we ended up solving the equation 2x equals 38. Do a little division, and from that, x equals 19. In the process, you figured out every single angle that's inside the triangle. So how would you classify the triangle? Obtuse triangle. And if you jump down to question 22, does your paper say 18 in that spot? I have different versions of this. So I could explain this by saying I used triangle sum theorem to determine missing interior angle. Maybe I'll just write down 142 degrees. I used linear pair to determine that 2x equals 38. I then solved the equation, and x equals 19. Since one of the interior angles is 142 degrees, the triangle is an obtuse triangle. I'm writing out everything. If you had something that sort of summarized that, that's fine. We can shorten this up. Did anybody use anything else that they had found in sections 4.1 or 4.7? Anybody do anything different? Lydia?
I did the exterior angle theorem.
Exterior angle theorem. These two ideas right here can be combined into one idea called the exterior angle theorem, BHN. Instead of going through the process of determining the missing angle and then doing a linear pair here and here to figure out what 2x is, let's just focus on this angle and this angle. What's 18 plus 20? Those two angles will always be equal to the exterior angle that they're not adjacent with. In your textbook refers to these as the remote interior angles, which is just our fancy way of saying that they're not right next to the exterior angle that we're talking about. So you can continue to use triangle sum theorem and then linear pair, but if you notice that the exterior angle is not attached to or adjacent to two of the angles in the triangle, and you know the two angles, then you know that those two angles are going to add up to the exterior angle. Just another shortcut that you can use. Who's got an answer for me for number 19? Raise your hand. Give me X and give me an angle name, Ryan. X equals 15. What's your angle name? It's also an obtuse, since we're naming the triangle, let's say obtuse triangle. And I'm assuming you set up an equation that looked like that. What was the reason for setting that up? Triangle sum THL. 10x, 30, 180, do a little subtraction. 10x equals 150. Do a little division, and you will end up with x equals 15. Same idea for number 20. I'm just going to write down the answer to that one. Did you get 20 out of that? 4x minus 5 plus 3x plus 5 plus 40 equals 180. 7x plus 40. Do a little subtraction. Do a little substitution. If you substitute this into here and into here, you will get 65 degrees, you will get 75 degrees. What do you notice about all of those angles? What type of angles? Acute. So we are looking at an acute triangle. We don't really care about the sides because we weren't asked about the sides. We were just asked for a classification by angles. Raise your hand, give me number 21. What's my x? And what kind of triangle am I looking at? What do we have for x? And how did you get it? Right?
X equals 10.
X equals 10. How did you get it? Figured it out in your head. Just came to you in a dream? So I'm assuming you got 60, 60, and 60. This is an equilateral or equiangular triangle. Does it look like it is? No, not necessarily, but if I've got 3 slash marks there, those are congruent, those are equal, which means that these angles are equal. And that's the name of my triangle. Equiangular triangle. What else could I call it? Since every angle is below 90, I could also call this an acute triangle. As long as I'm basing it on the angles. Angular, acute. If that's 60, and I've got a linear pair there, what is 8x plus 40 going to be equal to? I just want to take a look. Circle these two right here. Those two are considered the remote interior angles because they're far away from the exterior angle. What's 60 plus 60? 120. So you can go through the process of looking at all of the interior angles and then doing linear pair. Or you could just notice that these two always equal the exterior angle that they're not adjacent to. If you solve that, 8x equals 80, 8x divided by 8, we end up with x equals 10. I urge you to go back to sections 4.1 and 4.7 and reread it. Sometimes after I've gone over examples, the examples in the book make a little more sense. Your homework is to work on workbook sections 4.1 and 4.7 if you haven't started already. And I just need you to read 4.2 through 4.6. That's what we're going to take a look at next week. If you look at those examples, you're going to get 70 to 80% of it right away. And then I'll fill in all the little details next week.